Well, UC Davis is constantly harvesting fruit, but where does the seed growing process take place?
Research associate and field manager Glenn Cole joins us live with a little look at their greenhouses. Good morning, Glenn.
Good morning.
Okay, so last week, Dina got a little information, and we all were amazed to find out that there are strawberry breeders. We had no idea that that was even a thing.
It's a thing.
It is a thing. How does that thing happen? How do you breed
How does your
strawberries?
garden grow is what we want to know.
Well, you know, we're here in the greenhouses where we generate the new crosses every year for our breeding program. And Nayeli Valencia down there is collecting pollen, and she's got some brushes. She's actually making some crosses. And so every generation, every year, we identify new information from our elite selections or whatever selections we're using to make the crosses to attack the things that we're going after, whether it's disease resistance or flavor enhancements.
Interesting.
And
So, what kind of science is she doing there? You said crosses, so you're taking two different types, I guess, and making a super strawberry? Tell us about the science.
Sure. So she's collecting pollen from one parent, and we'll cross it onto a flower that's been emasculated of its pollen-producing parts. And, you know, I'm standing in front of some plants here that have some tags on them. This was a cross that was made a couple of weeks ago, and we'll be harvesting seeds soon. And so we're big initiatives are disease resistance to help the farmers. And our sources of disease resistance we have identified through a lot of disease screening work. And then also we have, like this plant in front of me, is a plant that I collected up in the mountains, a wild species. You can see it looks a little different, smaller leaves, smaller flowers. And you know, we identify resistance genes, and then we can integrate those genes so that we can attack the problems that the farmers are seeing.
So then what do you do with the produce that you develop? Where does it go to next?
So our produce in here is the fruit that is the resultant from these crosses. These crosses, Nayeli will harvest these seeds, and then we'll germinate these seeds in June. And that'll start another cycle of that field that you saw me standing in last week, where it was a field of 10,000 segregating selections. And so this is the initiation of that process. We then go to that selection process in the field, and from there we go to yield trial testing in all of our growing markets along the coast.
Huh. That's really interesting. You know what I'm looking for is a strawberry the size of an apple.
Well, you know, don't laugh. We actually have things that are a single fruit. You know, usually the first fruit that comes off in the season is the biggest fruit, and we have size as an important part to the growers, especially uniformity of size across the whole growing season. And so we have things that are almost that big of a small apple.
Right on. Glenn Cole, the field manager for the strawberry breeding program. Thank you for the education this morning.
All right. Thanks for having us.